I'm 64 years old and under absolutely no illusions. These are the statistics. Bone mass or bone density and muscle mass peak in your 30s. If we start with bone mass, that's how strong your bones are. So during your 30s, that number kind of stays flatline for women. And then when women hit menopause, their bone density just plummets off a cliff. For men, that number, that kind of stays steady state as well. And then when men hit around 40s, 50s, into their definitely by the time they're in the 60s, that just starts to steadily decline. Same thing with muscle mass. That starts to drop as well for both men and women, starting in your 30s. So we need to do everything possible to push that tidal wave back. Now, we hear so much about how exercise is medicine, if you believe that, and how exercise can save your life. You know, I posted a video last week about 65 years and older, and if you fall, break a hip, and have to have a hip replacement, what the mortality rates were or are. Kind of staggering, really. So yeah, we need to do everything in our power to fight that age and push it back. So when we talk about exercise, I don't mind how or where you exercise, wherever, in your living room, but we need to exercise. And we need to treat exercise with the same amount of urgency as we would treat a hospital appointment. So we all know, I don't care which country you live in, if you have a hospital appointment, we know there's something going on in your life why you need a hospital appointment. And there's nothing that's going to stop you from going to that hospital appointment. So, you know, if a family member or a friend or whomever wants something from you and you have a hospital appointment, you're going to be like, well, sorry, can't do that. I've got a hospital appointment. And that person's going to understand that. And if the person even knows you have a hospital appointment, they're not even going to ask, really. That's the same urgency that we need to use and adopt with our exercise. It's a hospital appointment. There's something going on that is so important in our life that nothing and nobody can come in your way. That's how we need to treat this. You know, if this video can inspire one person to make a change in their life and start to bring exercise into their life, then the job is done. Yeah, for me, this is well, it's not only how I make a living, but even if I didn't make a living doing this, I would still exercise because that's who I am. It's in my DNA. And I get it that that's not how it is for the majority of people. For the majority of people, exercise is a chore. And it's something that they do, you know, at the barrel of a gun. But we need to shift that mindset. And if you believe that exercise is medicine and exercise can save your life, then we have to walk the walk and talk the talk, because it will, and it will save your life, and it is medicine.